upcycle hand paint furniture, and I've been doing that for the last 2.5 years, trading as airbrushed, just from my home and air. And I just like the fact that you can save furniture that's going to landfill. Old furniture that's built to last. Some of it's older than I am, and that's saying something. It's a shame to see it going to waste. And if it can be saved and reloved in a modern setting, in modern colours, why not? Well, I've painted really from the 80s. I've always sort of made my own things, painted things up. We were brought up to do crafts, and my mum and dad always did crafting and things. And it just sort of escalated, and I was doing more, about 2 years ago I was doing a lot more of it, and friends and family had suggested I make a page on Facebook. So I did that, and people wanted it. They wanted me to paint things for them, and I could see what I could achieve just with an old piece of furniture that was no longer loved. So it kind of grew from there. Well, I would describe it as improving on an item which is no longer loved or no longer works or is broken. People put things in the bin, I think, too easily. And if you can upcycle it and make something else from it or improve the item itself, that's upcycling. Well, it's not cost effective to throw away, and I think we're in a throwaway society now where people get fed up with things quite easily. They maybe want everything white for a while, and then they change it to grey, and they change it to something else, and they grow out of things quicker than they would have done years ago. I mean, the old furniture people kept for generations, but that was maybe because it was all brown. You know, they didn't have a choice of colour. Everyone had the same coloured furniture in different shade of brown, and so they didn't move it about as much, so it's lasted a lot longer. But the modern furniture isn't built that way. It's not built the same. The bottoms fall out some of the drawers, they fall to bits fairly easily. They're not really in good, they're not well built, they're not good materials, they're not all wood, and they just don't last, and it's a shame when they could actually take an old piece that's going to serve them, you know, I don't know, the next 10, 20 years, and they could change that colour maybe 3 or 4 times, suit their decor, and it's much cheaper for them just to upcycle a piece than to buy a whole new piece, probably half the price to have it painted, and they can get the exact colour they want to match the decor without trawling 30 stores looking for a specific shade.